Welcome to the Rugby.com.au Buildcorp NRC preview show for Round 2. A very exciting round ahead with no Rugby Championship and no Bledisloe Cup. A few of the Wallabies boys back in NRC colours and they're ready to rip in. Straight into the Sydney race, and they've picked a very similar starting 15 to the team that won last week's Round 1 opener. Matt Lucas will captain the side and Angus Sinclair will partner him in the halves. Cam Clark returns from his sevens duty in Rio straight into fullback, while his sevens teammate Con Foley will have to make his return from the bench. The Rays will look to continue their perfect start at North Sydney Oval when they take on Perth Spirit. Perth Spirit had a massive win over Melbourne Rising in their season opener over in WA. One thing they did struggle with was the scrum, and coach Dwayne Nestor's made some big changes, replacing the whole front three. Exciting under-20s prop Shembek Lavui will make his starting debut in the NRC in a game that's sure to be a cracker in the only Friday night match of this year's Buildcorp NRC.
A remarkable run from the prop, and the Australians now do celebrate.
Moving ahead to the only Saturday game of this weekend's competition, Brisbane City up against Western Sydney Rams. Brisbane City will welcome back halves pairing Nick Frisby and Jake McIntyre. They're the two that led them to the opening two championships in 2014 and 15. And while their 13-match unbeaten run may have come to an end in Round 1, Rod Seib will be hoping to get his first win as head coach when they take on the Rams at Ballymore.
Ready, went for it, Tui, sends it one pass further and Beecham goes in. And
the Rams won't be short of any firepower themselves. Wallaby Will Skelton will make his first appearance in the Buildcorp NRC this weekend. Deputy Waratah's hooker Hugh Roach also makes his first start in Rams colours for 2016. And while they were belted by the Rays last weekend, they'll be hoping for a much improved performance as they try and wrestle the Horan Little Shield, which is up for grabs for the first time this season.
Advantage.
The first Sunday game this weekend is between Melbourne Rising and Queensland Country, who both had losses in Round 1. The Melbourne Rising have named almost an unchanged squad, but will have the inclusion of Toby Smith, James Hansen and Lepeti Tamani, who have come off Wallabies duty. That's three very strong inclusions for the Rising, and they'll be using the NRC as a platform to springboard themselves into contention for the rest of the Rugby Championship and also the Spring Tour. They'll take on Queensland Country, who are also bolstered by some Wallaby representatives. James Slipper will make his Buildcorp NRC debut, while Rob Simmons played last weekend and will no doubt be wanting to get back on Chequers' radar. And with this massive hit from Tongan Thor in his first carry this season, there's no doubt he'll also be hoping to be a bolter for this year's Spring Tour. The two sides desperate for their first wins of the season on Sunday afternoon. And in what's possibly the match of the round, the UC Vikings will take on New South Wales Country Eagles down at Viking Park on Sunday afternoon. The matchup between Alan Alatoa and Tom Robertson absolutely mouthwatering. The Vikings boast an amazing array of Super Rugby talent, including Henry Spade, who scored a double off the bench last weekend. He'll be hoping for more in a full 80 minutes and will no doubt be looking for higher honours. The Country Eagles will be flying high after they pumped two-time premiers Brisbane City in Round 1. The side only gets stronger with captain Paddy Ryan returning for his first appearance, and Wallaby in waiting Tom Robertson gets a chance to flex his muscles for a full 80. The backline also looking very strong. Kyle Godwin, David Horwitz, Reece Robinson and Andrew Kellaway all in the starting 15.
lovely work between Gordon and Kellaway. Here's Deegan. Can he get on the outside of Robinson? No is the answer.
Here are all the matchups ahead of Round 2 of the Buildcorp NRC. And remember, if you can't make it out to the game this weekend, you can catch all the action live on Fox Sports or follow it closely on our match centre at Rugby.com.au.